Welcome back to the channel and this end of year update. It's a bit cold in here. It's normally raining in West Wales. It's -1 at the moment and snowing a bit. So a bit of change in weather. We've got a new bike in the garage, as you can see. This is a early Blade. It's a 93. I think these came out in 92, so this is one of the first. It's all original pretty much, apart from the obvious, like the day glow orange wheels. It's got a few other things, like a few anodized bits and bobs that I'm not that keen on. The tank, I'm not sure if that has been painted in the past. It's a kind of giveaway that the paintwork isn't that good, and some of the stickers are a little bit out of line and they haven't been lacquered over. There's a few chips and marks in it, so I'm not sure what I'm going to do with that. I might paint it, might not. We'll see how that goes. But for a change, I've bought a bike that runs. It's a bit lumpy. I think the carbs need a bit of a run through. It's got keys, which is unusual for me. I've actually got a logbook, I've got a service book. It's even got the original toolkit, which is a bit rare in these. The bike looks in reasonable condition. I think somebody's painted the engine, which sometimes worries me in case that's trying to hide something. But we'll look at that when we strip it. So the plan for this is a total strip and rebuild as it was in the 96 Blade. The tyres are mismatched. There's a Dunlop on the front and I think there's a Pirelli on the back. Now the guy I bought this off was a racer, so he has cooked the back wheel a little bit, but it looks good. When I turn up at a cafe or something, it'll look like I'm a bit of a hero because the chicken lines are way down. But the rest of the tyre is okay. The exhaust is a full slip-on Akrapovic or Akropovich or whatever way you want to pronounce it. This colour of bike again is a kind of love it or hate it sort of thing. Things I'm unsure of, and if anybody out there knows better, how original is this? Now it's the purple and white, and like I say, you got the purple mudguard, the purple tank, and a blue seat. Now I've seen some with a black seat, so I'm not sure which is the original. So actually it's starting better than it did when I first tried it, when I picked it up. I have just warmed it up slightly. All good. So as I said, it's a change for me to buy a bike that actually runs. It's got an MOT as well, which is nice. So I could theoretically ride it, but the weather's shit, so I'm not going to. When I picked it up, it was rattling a little bit. I thought it was cam chain and the guy reckoned it was clutch. It's not making the noise now, so perhaps it was the clutch. Maybe it hadn't been started for a while, it needed the oil to circulate, but now it starts on the button. Now before buying the Blade, I was trying to buy something a bit more challenging, something more interesting to do up, rather than do two blades back to back. I was looking at a Kawasaki H2SX online. It was a category N crash damaged. That means it's been damaged, but it's not structurally damaged, so it's okay for repair. But some of these bikes I've been looking at are going for just silly money. This was I think it was a 2019. I think I did save the information, so I'll flash it up on the screen. It was a 2019. It had front end crash damage, and I think in the end it went for like 4,300. It would have cost me about £200 to get it here, so it would have owed me £4.5 grand. And I did a little bit of research, and it needed basically a total front end, all the panels, headlights, indicators. So what I could see, without what I couldn't see, you were talking about at least £2 worth of panels and lights and indicators and stuff. The front suspension or front forks looked like they'd been damaged. I don't know if you'd have got away with it or whether it was bent or scuffed or damaged, but it did look like it had some sort of impact. Now, new, those would have cost £1,000 each. Now, you could get second-hand ones. I looked around on eBay, maybe 800 quid if you could get the right ones. So, with the panels and second-hand forks, you're £3,000 in without what you couldn't see underneath. Plus, there's always going to be a surprise. So, you could easily say you're talking £4,000 worth of bits on a good day, plus the 4.5 for the bike, so it would owe you 8.5. And I was seeing these bikes go in for an average of about £8,000 undamaged. I think the cheapest I found was a 2018, same version, nice looking bike, a little bit high in the miles, and it was £7,000. There were loads for 8 and even more for £9,000. So why would you spend £4.5 on the bike, £4,000 on bits? It owes you 8.5, maybe even 9 by the time you start messing about with things, when you can buy one for £8,000 that was undamaged. I just don't get it. So if you are the buyer of that bike, I'll flash it up on the screen if I can. I'd love to know what the parts list was on that and how much it cost you, because it can't be economical to repair, you know, unless you needed the engine or whatever. But that's another story, you know, people spend their money in different ways. So we've gone for the Blade. It's going to be a full strip down. This won't be touched until I've sorted out the Zephyr. That needs to be done. Again, it's been hanging around here forever and a day, and I lost a bit of interest. I've come back to it now. I've got all the parts I need for that, and I'm on the road to getting it sorted out. The only thing I do need, like I say, I may have mentioned it in one of the other videos, is an exhaust system, but they're going for 250 quid. Which I really don't want to spend on a bike that owes me twice what it's probably worth already. Now, we don't do this for profit. Some people try, but it's not easy. You don't do it to make money, but I don't want to spend an absolute fortune on it. But that's got to be sorted first. So I got to get some headstock bearings. I'm in the process of putting the back end back together. I have all the parts. I think I need an airbox, I'm not sure, because parts are strewn around here in various different places. As for the other stuff, the 96 blade, which we've seen in other videos, is finished. It just needs a bit of a shakedown. I need to put some other bolts back on. I put some aftermarket bolts in because I couldn't find the originals. Now I've found them. I'm going to clean them up and swap those over. It needs a bit of a shakedown and it needs an MOT, but that's not going to happen this year. I haven't got time and the weather is a bit crappy, to be honest. But that's done, that's ready to go. We've got the speed triple, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. That's always starts first time. I've recently done a service on it, so that's good to go. I've got the ZX10. Now I did drop that a couple of months ago and one of the panels got damaged, and I'm going to try to repair that at some point. It's got a bit of, it's been painted before, but I'm going to try and repair the fiberglass or whatever it's repaired with and paint it again. But again, that starts every time, first time, so there's nothing to do on that one. Apart from that, that is the end of the year update. It's nearing Christmas. I hope you all have a great Christmas. I hope you have a fabulous New Year. I might get a video out between now and Christmas or the New Year. Other than that, have a great time. See you in 2026.